In the mid-16th century BCE, the fertile lands of Lower Egypt, specifically the Nile Delta, found themselves under an unexpected authority. The traditional pharaonic rule had fractured, and a new power emerged. This was the era when the Hyksos, a mysterious group of foreign rulers, established their dominion, changing the course of Egyptian history for nearly a century. The story of the Hyksos begins not with conquest, but with a gradual infiltration. For generations, people from the Near East migrated into the prosperous Nile Delta, drawn by its agricultural wealth and trade opportunities. They settled, integrated, and slowly gained influence. These were not invading armies initially, but a wave of skilled workers, merchants, and artisans. As internal strife weakened the 13th dynasty of native Egyptian pharaohs, this growing foreign population in the Delta saw an opportunity. They solidified their power base, eventually asserting control over Lower Egypt. It was a power shift that occurred almost imperceptibly at first, born from demographic change rather than outright invasion, setting the stage for their unique rule. The Hyksos, a Greek term meaning rulers of foreign lands, established their capital at Avaris, a strategically vital city in the eastern delta. From here, they governed what became known as the 15th dynasty. While initially seen as usurpers, their reign was characterized by surprising pragmatism. They adopted many Egyptian customs, from royal titles to administrative structures. Their arrival brought significant technological advancements to Egypt. The Hyksos introduced the horse-drawn chariot, a revolutionary military machine that transformed warfare. They also brought improved composite bows, stronger bronze weaponry, and advanced fortification techniques. These innovations would eventually be adopted by the native Egyptians themselves. Culturally, the Hyksos era was a fascinating blend. While they maintained connections to their Near Eastern origins, they also embraced Egyptian traditions. They used Egyptian hieroglyphs, paid homage to Egyptian deities, and even commissioned monuments in the pharaonic style. This assimilation was crucial for maintaining stability and legitimacy in a land steeped in ancient traditions. Archaeological discoveries at Avaris reveal a cosmopolitan society. Palaces and temples show a blend of Egyptian and Syrian architectural styles, and artifacts from across the eastern Mediterranean have been unearthed. This suggests Avaris was a vibrant hub of international trade and cultural exchange, far from an isolated foreign outpost. Despite their cultural adaptations, the Hyksos never fully shed their foreign identity in the eyes of many native Egyptians. They ruled primarily over the northern region, while a parallel line of native Egyptian rulers, the 17th dynasty, maintained control in Thebes, Upper Egypt. This created a fractured Egypt, ripe for future conflict. The coexistence was uneasy. From their stronghold in Thebes, the native Egyptian pharaohs viewed the Hyksos as illegitimate occupiers. The stage was set for a protracted struggle as the Theban rulers slowly consolidated their power, preparing to reclaim what they considered their rightful heritage and expel the foreign kings from their sacred land. The tide began to turn with the rise of the Theban pharaoh, Seqenenre. Though he likely died in battle against the Hyksos, his son Kamose continued the fight. Kamose launched aggressive campaigns against Avaris, challenging the Hyksos dominance and pushing their borders further north, rekindling the flame of resistance. It was Kamose's younger brother, Ahmose I, who would ultimately deliver the decisive blow. Inheriting the crown and the war, Ahmose was a formidable military leader. He adopted and refined the Hyksos' own military innovations, equipping his armies with chariots and composite bows, turning their strengths against them. Ahmose launched a final, relentless assault on Avaris. After a protracted siege, the Hyksos capital fell, signifying the end of their 100-year rule in Egypt. The details of their expulsion are debated, with some accounts suggesting they were driven out, while others imply a negotiated retreat, but their grip on Egypt was broken. Following their defeat, many Hyksos people and their allies retreated into the Levant, pursued by Ahmose's forces. This pursuit extended Egyptian influence far beyond its traditional borders, laying the groundwork for the expansive empire of the new kingdom. The expulsion wasn't just about reclaiming Egypt, it was about securing its future. With the Hyksos gone, Ahmose I ushered in the 18th dynasty, marking the beginning of Egypt's glorious new kingdom. This era was characterized by unprecedented wealth, power, and cultural flourishing. Ahmose was hailed as the unifier of Egypt, a hero who restored national pride and order after a century of foreign dominance. But the memory of the Hyksos proved inconvenient for the narrative of a perpetually dominant Egypt. Succeeding pharaohs systematically began to erase their presence from official records. Monuments were defaced, inscriptions altered, and their very existence was downplayed or twisted into tales of brutal oppression, ensuring their legacy faded. Later, Egyptian historical accounts often painted the Hyksos as barbaric invaders who brutally subjugated the land. While there was undoubtedly conflict, this portrayal served a political purpose: to legitimize the native Egyptian pharaohs and reinforce the idea of a pure, unbroken lineage of divine rule, minimizing the impact of the foreign interlude. This deliberate historical revisionism meant that for millennia, the true nature and duration of the Hyksos rule remained largely unknown or misunderstood. Their period became a dark age in Egyptian history, an era glossed over, its complexity reduced to a simple narrative of foreign tyranny and ultimate liberation by valiant native kings. It was not until modern archaeology, particularly excavations at Tel el-Dabar, the site of ancient Avaris, that the true story of the Hyksos began to re-emerge. Layer by layer, archaeologists uncovered evidence that challenged the long-held Egyptian narratives, revealing a far more nuanced picture of their presence. The discovery of distinct Near Eastern architectural styles, burial customs, and artifacts confirmed that Avaris was indeed a Hyksos stronghold. These findings offered concrete proof of their material culture and provided insights into their daily lives, showing them not as mere destructive invaders, but as a complex society. Through these archaeological windows, we now understand the Hyksos were not just occupiers, but also contributors. They brought valuable knowledge and technology that, despite the eventual conflict, enriched Egyptian civilization. Their rule was a period of significant cross-cultural exchange, shaping Egypt's military and cultural evolution. The story of the Hyksos serves as a powerful reminder of how history can be shaped by those in power. The New Kingdom pharaohs, in their desire to present a unified and glorious past, meticulously crafted a narrative that downplayed and even demonized a century of foreign rule, nearly erasing it from collective memory. Today, scholars continue to piece together the fragments of the Hyksos era. They examine textual evidence, re-evaluate existing artifacts, and conduct new excavations, constantly refining our understanding of this crucial period. Each new discovery helps to restore the forgotten chapters of Egypt's complex and layered past. The legacy of the Hyksos, though deliberately suppressed, ultimately contributed to the strength of the new kingdom. The military innovations they introduced, particularly the chariot, became central to Egypt's imperial expansion. The challenges they posed forced Egypt to adapt, innovate, and ultimately become stronger than before. Their story reminds us that ancient civilizations were rarely static or homogeneous. They were dynamic entities, constantly influenced by migrations, trade, and cultural exchange. The Hyksos were not just an interruption, they were an integral part of Egypt's journey, a period of profound transformation that forever altered its trajectory. The Hyksos' 15th dynasty, once deliberately erased, now stands as a testament to the complex interplay of power, culture, and memory. It's a powerful narrative of foreign rulers who governed a vital part of Egypt for a century, only to be systematically forgotten, their contributions and very existence nearly lost to time. The forgotten pharaohs of the Hyksos era offer a crucial lesson. History is seldom simple. It is a tapestry woven with threads of conflict and collaboration, of innovation and erasure. And sometimes, the most fascinating stories are found in the chapters that powerful regimes tried hardest to forget, waiting patiently to be rediscovered.